What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Mark Breland. Mark Breland responds briefly about yesterday's fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And this is what the man had to say. He said, "Great fight," with the gloves up as he shows a demonstration video of him using the jab, working off the jab, putting combinations together from the jab, okay? And, you know, my take in on it, a lot of people call it cryptic, a lot of people call it subliminal. I think, call it for what you want. I feel that anytime if you're a fighter or you're an ex-fighter or a former fighter, seeing fights make you want to do that. It makes you want to get up and throw a couple jabs, a combination. You know what I mean? Especially something you've seen in the fight or something that you wanted to see in the fight. Maybe what Mark Breland's doing, he might be showing how it's done or how Wilder should have done it. But, you know, you'll never know. And great fight. Of course, he wasn't talking about Fowler versus Smith, right? He was talking about his former pupil, Deontay Wilder, battling with Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, in a dynamic fight, and a fight that we should remember for a very, very long time, okay? Now, of course, the backstory on Breland, if you don't know who Breland is, Mark Breland was the guy that trained Wilder before, okay? He was the guy that trained Wilder before, and Wilder was getting battered. He was dropped twice. Most people thought it was more than twice because he went down. He didn't have his feet from under him. He was bleeding out of the ear, out of the nose, out of the mouth. He was swelling, and he was not doing anything to show someone close to him, like Mark Breland, that he was okay and he could continue. So Mark Breland took it upon himself. He threw in the towel, and because of that, later on, much later on, he was fired. Now, he was supposed to have been fired right away, as we heard, but Shelly Finkel came out and said, no, he's not fired. And then later on, months later, he was fired. So that's the backstory between him and Wilder. And of course, Wilder regards him as a jealous trainer, okay? And a lot of people thought that that was damage control because they needed somebody to blame for Wilder losing the way he lost, you know, and in fact, it was revealed to this channel that his son came on and informed everyone what it was like to train Wilder, and it was very limited. So he could only train Wilder when Wilder was receptive to learn, okay? Now, this is one of those things where he could have said a lot of things, but it's not Mark Breland's style. I think he just put great fight because it was a great fight. Nothing more, nothing less, you know, and I think he was a little excited, you know what I mean? For what reason, I don't know. Maybe it's just to see a good fight, you know what I mean? You'll never know. But he did respond to it, you know, in a classy manner. I don't think he has any hard feelings to Wilder, and I think the time that he got things off his chest was with The Fight Is Right with Spencer Farron, which was on the show earlier today, and Tonde, you know, and he really went off and got a lot off his chest and said a lot of things that he had on his mind. And that was that, you know. But then later he took it back, which you could tell, obviously, okay, that day was a rare day and you just needed to tell someone. Now you need to become reglued to the way you were, you know, more in in a certain type of mindset, okay? So Mark Breland responds to Deontay Wilder getting knocked out by Tyson Fury. You guys tell me what you think of Mark Breland and what you think Mark Breland meant by him shadow boxing the way that he is, okay, in Atlantic City, going back and forth, working the boxing fundamentals as he knows how because he's one of the best ones to ever do it. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.